My name is Rina Gonzales. I teach English in Hamilton City. Hamilton High School has about 300 students. I would want to probably say that it's about a mix of first, second, third generation Mexican American students, with like a 32% of outer district students that choose to come to our school for the services that we provide. I've been teaching about 17 years. This is my 17th year. And I have about maybe 153 students that I work with every year. I teach English 9, English 12, and a combination 11th, 12th class that could alternate from AP English Language to AP English Lit. I want to say that we have a very special situation in that there are 300 students, but you at some point have had some kind of relationship that you've developed with all of them. A student might have a bad day in the morning, and maybe by the end of the day, he's had an average of about 7 adults connect with them. That happens whether they've had a bad day or whether they've had a great day or whether they've had some kind of success happen in their lives. When it comes to the classroom and they're coming in, say a student like we had this week who had his head down, and he normally doesn't behave this way. He normally is engaged. He normally participates and has a positive attitude, which I want to say is the norm for our students. We're so small that we get to know them, and so this one particular class has about 20 students that we're teaching in English 9, and it's hard for a student to get away with their head down during the lesson. And I had to come over and have a conversation with them and say, what is going on? This is unusual for you. Are you having a bad day? And so we might start off by initially making contact with them and saying, what is going on? What is causing this? And sometimes it takes time for them to warm up to you and open up to what is going on. With this particular student, there might have been about 7 other kids that came around me. And after I approached the student and I didn't get the response that I thought I should probably be getting, he wasn't about to share what was going on. I had about 7 other kids say something to do with family. And they knew about what was going on with them and were very protective over maybe him needing a space, and the quiz that we were doing at the time might not have been the thing that he had maybe energy or the attention span to try and focus on. With being at a small school is probably the better benefit in developing those relationships with students, and I couldn't go on with the entire lesson completely excluding him. You have to say, okay, I'm going to give you, like, say about 5 minutes, gather yourself. If I can talk to you, or if there's a person that you need to talk to on campus, we have 2 counselors on campus. Our principal knows all of the students, and so at any point they have an open door policy and they can walk in with them. But we slowly engage our students with, there might be some kind of prompting question that, so one of the books that we're dealing with deals with first impressions, and so we might say, before we go into the characterization of the characters in the novel that we're dealing with, how do you deal with first impressions? How do first impressions affect you in your day-to-day friendships or maybe relationships with people? And so I think connecting with them on a personal level and then bringing it back to whatever it is that we're discussing. One of the other topics that we're dealing with our older students has to do with objectification of women in the media. And they might not even understand that definition, but really coming down to like figuring out a question that's going to engage you, that maybe prompts them to think about something that they haven't even thought about. Objectification is subtle. It's not something that is that they think about, but they're exposed to commercials and media and listening to music 17 hours a day, and it's all hip hop and maybe portrayal of women in a way that is not positive. How does that connect? Bringing it back to them. How do you connect to that? Just tons of reading material that maybe makes it relevant to ideas that they're interested in.